Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Cool JDM Show with Derek Weldon and Mike Dennis and Maximilian Scheffler.
Hello.
In today's episode, we've got a ton of very interesting and very cool things for you to learn about. And you're going to be a little bit surprised at what I've written down, Mike. First off, we have YouTube thinks that we are animal abusers. YouTube knows that we are animal abusers.
No, it's
accused us of being
get into
animal.
details later, okay? Yeah. Some talk about YouTube ads and how much we hate them. A rare MR2 is at auction this week in Japan. Max is leaving. And Mike thinks people are idiots.
Oh.
But before we get into that is our main topic this week. And the main topic was voted by you guys. What were the percentages, Mike?
The percentages in third... Oh, they're pretty close, you know?
Yeah, they were this week.
So the least favorite option with 27% of the votes was everything to know about Japanese license plates. You do not want to hear about that, apparently.
I want to talk about that.
Well, you can't. The people get to decide. The next most popular was 34%. The middle choice, do I need to pre-purchase inspections when buying from auction? And the most popular, which is what we will talk about right now, why auction grade 4 does not guarantee a perfect car.
Right.
Ooh.
Let's jump in.
I do want to talk about, do I need a pre-purchase inspection when buying a car from auction? I say this every week. We're going to leave that one on again. This is two or three times that it's been voted as second place.
Stop trying to skew the results by manipulating people.
We're going to have some really, really bad questions for the next week, just so that that one turns out to be number one.
No, but then people will vote for the really bad questions. Just
good. I hope they do, and then we have to talk about it.
Yeah, we'll just say Mike thinks everyone's an idiot, and everyone's going to want to know why.
That's not a question.
But why does Mike think everyone's an idiot? Okay,
we got an angry comment.
Angry comment.
Where are the custom cups?
Oh yeah, somebody asked about that last week, and then we just friggin' ignored them.
Cat.
My cup is a handmade cup by an artisan here in Japan.
Mine is a handmade cup made by a cat.
Probably in China.
And that's the cat's signature.
It's not bad. And you're drinking milk.
That's right.
Can you please give yourself
from a cat?
Can you give yourself a milk mustache?
No?
I think it'd be funny.
No.
All right.
Maybe at the end of the show.
On to the main topic. This is okay, so 226 votes for this one, and the reason why we put this onto the list is because Max was feeling really...
Max said everyone's an idiot.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
No, we get some comments on YouTube videos with people... We get frequent comments on YouTube videos with people watching a report that we put on the channel and then saying, I can't believe that's a grade 4. Why is that a grade 4? That shouldn't be a grade 4.
Yeah, that car's got corrosion. That doesn't mean grade 4. That car's got cigarette burns. That doesn't mean grade 4. And, well, that is correct if you don't know what you're talking about. And so we've got the actual rules from the USS auction, and we're going to go over those in pretty shortly here. Before we get into that, I want to say something, and I know I've said it before, but I want to continue saying it until people remember it very deeply in their brain. The grades of the auctions, this is a filtering method. This is not a guarantee of condition. This is a filtering method, not a guarantee of condition.
Do you want some reverb with it?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, I'll do it. This is a filtering method, not a guarantee of condition. Okay? And so the whole point of this as the customer is you use the auction grades as a way to narrow down your search. If you're looking for a car and you want it to be in particularly good condition, then you're going to be going for grade 4 and grade 4.5. Or if it's a newer car, maybe grade 5. And I feel like so many people are reverse thinking this. They see a car, maybe this car is for sale at a dealer, and the dealer's like, yep, this is a grade 4 car, as a way of saying that, yes, this is a good condition car. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. And you'll be able to tell by reading all of the comments in the auction report. And that is very important. Some people, and we do have customers like this, they're like, oh, it's grade 4, so I don't need a translation. Or if it's a grade 4.5, so I don't need a translation. Well, if you want to take that risk, it's up to you. But I think you should know what condition the car is in, not just that it is a grade 4.
Yeah.
Dead air.
You're taking the lead here, and I'm going to jump in with extra comments and things. But it is something that a lot of customers come to us and will have this misunderstanding, and it's something that we explain often. So now we're doing it publicly to help more people.
Okay, so first things first, I'm going to read what USS says about an auction grade 4, and then we'll talk a little bit about the other grades. So an auction grade 4 has a mileage requirement, like many of the grades. You cannot have an auction grade 4 if your mileage is over 150,000 kilometers. This is a hard rule.
Right, and that's, Greg, you've just asked that same question in chat. Well, kind of. There are year requirements, mileage requirements, things like that. So that's what Derek's going over now.
Right. And do keep in mind that this is the rule for USS auctions, where we buy like 70% of our cars, but at other auctions, they have slightly different rules. And so this doesn't, like, for example, USS doesn't have a year rule for auction grades. Whereas I know some of the other auctions do.
Oh, USS
like you said,
does for the S and 6 grades.
Oh, okay. Good point. We'll get into those in a second. So auction grade 4. Mileage must be below 150,000 kilometers. The interior rank must be C grade rank or above. C grade is the third rank down. So an auction grade 4 can still get a C grade rank. And then in terms of condition, it probably has conspicuous scratches, dents, rust, burn marks, tears on the interior. And it has, and it seems that some parts need to be repaired or replaced.
Just bearing in mind, that's a grade 4 that we're talking about.
That's quite a lot of stuff that could be wrong with the car.
Now, it's probably only going to have one of those things, not all of them. But those are things that qualify as grade 4. So probably the biggest one is, why does this car with corrosion get graded a 4? There aren't a ton of grade 4 cars, especially if you're in the US and you need a 25-year-old car.
Yep.
We'll see later. We've got some statistics on that, but maybe only about 2 or 3 or 4% of the total cars that are 25 years old get a grade 4. Most of them are worse condition than that. But it does make sense. When the car has been around for longer, then that means it's longer time that it's had a chance to wear out or fall into a state of disrepair.
What's an Alphard?
I was so surprised by the statistics for Alphards.
I have something to say about that when we get there, but it's a secret for now.
Yeah, I think I know what you're going to talk about, because I can see right through you.
Oh, no.
You think everyone's an idiot? Not me.
Not you. All right. You go. Are you going up 4.5 next?
Right. So we're going to be doing, actually, yes. So up from there is grade 5. You'll rarely find cars that are grade 5 unless
we haven't done 4.5.
4.5.
Oh, all right. So 4.5 is a little bit better. Kilometers must be less than 100,000. Interior must be a rank B. And then minor repairs on both the interior and exterior are there. So, like, this is auto-translated, so that doesn't actually make a lot of sense. But it means that the car needs some minor repairs. Auction grade 5 must be less than 50,000 kilometers. So this is why you don't see too many auction grade 5s in older cars, because...
Yeah. There is a mileage requirement.
But no age requirement for grade 5.
Yeah.
Yep. And then it says, although there are inconspicuous scratches and dents, there are almost no need to repair these on both the interior or exterior. No replacement of exterior parts. So you can't have had a replaced fender or something, which sometimes that you need to do even if your car hasn't been in an accident. Maybe it has a scrape or a bad scratch and they decided, oh, this panel is easy to get from the dealer, we'll just replace the panel instead of repair it.
So per definition, if you install an aftermarket front bumper, no grade 5.
Yeah, that's right.
And is grade 5 has to be A rank?
You're the guy that's supposed to know this.
No, I've seen grade 5. No, grade 5B. Can you zoom in on that one? Because it's very tiny on this sheet. Well, what's the answer if you know it?
Yeah, it needs to be grade B.
Grade B. Okay, so cannot be grade C.
Yeah. It needs to be grade B. The table in Japanese says same as below. So.
Okay.
Okay, so auction grade 6 and S are things that you're not going to bump into very often because this is a very high grade car, and we sell mostly to people who are in Canada, US, and Europe who are importing 10-plus-year-old cars. So a grade 6 must have less than 30,000 kilometers, and it has to be almost perfect. It also has to be a number of months of registration in the first year of 36, so it has to be within 3 years old.
First registration, yeah.
Right? And then grade S, kilometers must be less than 10,000, and it has to be within 1 year old. So we don't see those that often. Most of the cars that we're selling are auction grade 3.5 and auction grade 4, with this scattering of auction grade R in there as well.
Yeah.
So auction grade 3.5, the one that we sell the most. Interior there is no mileage requirement for that one.
Okay.
And interior has to be rank D or higher, and the interiors go A, B, C, D, and E. So the second from the lowest. You don't see too many cars with E or D grade interiors at USS. C is the most common for the cars that we sell. And then there are several places that require large and small metal work and repair. Those with many burn holes or tears to the interior. I will also add dashboard cracks or saggy headliner. If your car is otherwise a grade 4 or 4.5 and you've got a saggy headliner or a dashboard crack, that almost guarantees they'll be knocked down to 3.5. Okay. Yep. Next, I want to get into the other grades. And I think this is where some of the confusion with the auction grades comes from. People see 3.5 and assume that that one is a little bit above average, because if you consider that the numbers go from 1 to 5, 3.5 would be a little bit above average.
Right.
That's not really the case. 3.5 is the lowest grade at the auction, except for special grades.
Yep. It's a fair way to say that.
And then the special grades, obviously, the conditions are lower, but they have to have some reason for them to be graded that low. So the next one down is auction grade 3. Grade 3 is a little bit of a weird one. Almost all the grade 3s that we see, maybe 80+% of them, have been in accidents, but they haven't been repaired.
Right.
But the accident was small enough that it doesn't need to be repaired. Think of the car that has maybe headlights or something a little bit misaligned. We're talking like 3 millimeters misaligned or 4 millimeters misaligned because it's been hit but not repaired.
Is this the same with RA grades at other auctions?
No.
Okay.
Grade 3 can also be in poor-ish condition. You can get grade 3 because of corrosion or paint peeling, but most of the time it's a grade 3.5 or even a grade 4 but has had an unrepaired accident.
Yeah.
In some cases, it doesn't even need to be repaired.
Yeah. Dented end panel. Very common. A rear bump.
Yeah. At 5 kilometers an hour.
Yeah. Car's completely fine, but because that rear end panel is dented, grade 3.
And grade 3 can be a good place to get some quality cars. There, of course, is going to be a little bit more risk because it has had some sort of bump or something like that. And if you're okay with that, the car otherwise can be in really good condition. So that's why I pull that out of the regular grades, because it doesn't really represent the condition of the car so much as it tells you information while you're filtering.
How would you try to minimize that risk if you saw a grade 3 vehicle?
How would you try to minimize that? You probably have something in your mind right now.
I would go to the auction sheet and look at the description.
All right.
That's
good
where
point.
This is like going to be the theme for most of these, the next 3. I mean,
right.
It's the theme for everything, but
yeah. And if you need further information, then of course you can get inspections on inspections, because their cars are already inspected, and you can pay to get more inspection if you want. And that's the topic we want to talk about. And so vote for that one. Next one is an auction grade 2. Auction grade 2 is basically scrap. Don't buy this unless you're buying a parts vehicle. Pretty much all of the cars that get auction grade 2 are
bad.
Big corrosion holes. Like we're talking can of Coke size corrosion holes in the underside or the frame or in the engine room.
Or all of those places.
If a car's got rust somewhere, it's probably got rust other places too.
Maybe we should start doing a Coke can test.
Got to say too, I kind of missed this point, but if it makes engine noises, your car can still be a grade 4, even with engine noises.
Yeah.
Or
if it has warning lights.
Right.
Right.
Like your car.
Right.
Right. You want to say that now?
Sure. Well, no, I think it's we'll keep going with the grades while people are focusing on the numbers.
Auction grade 1, you don't see very often. This is a car that has been in a fire and has been put out, or it has been in a flood. Those are the only two categories for auction grade 1. Some people think modified cars fit into auction grade 1, and I think that that's just the internet misinforming people and those people spreading that misinformation. Yeah. I think I've seen at least one car dealer when we were doing the original research back in like 2005, 2006 for this, stating that, and it just gets repeated. But no, auction grade 1 is not a modified car. Modified car is going to be 4, 4.5, 3.5, R, depending on what otherwise condition it's in.
I mean, the fact that it's modified doesn't necessarily dictate the grade.
Yeah. Auction grade R, pay attention to this one because it is confusing to a lot of people. R means accident repaired. Not that it's been in an accident, that it's been repaired after an accident, hence the difference between 3 and R. There is also another one that Max was talking about, RA. RA isn't used at all auctions. USS doesn't use it. And then RA is an accident that is rather small, but still has that requirement of having it been repaired. And so some auctions would be like accident and small accident as the two different grades.
Right.
So I think an R grade is generally fine. I would have no problem buying an R. An RA, I would be okay buying an R as well, providing that I read the sheet and I read the details on it and that I felt like the accident wasn't too bad.
Yep. Both Mike and I bought R grade cars.
Yep. And my car's an R grade too. It was auction grade 4 and then it got changed to R grade. Before it went through auction. And sometimes, yes, these auction sheets will change between the time you get the translation and by the time that you bid. And if that's the case, then we'll let you know that there's a change, and then we'll ask you if you want to still bid on that one. Auction grade R. The reason why this is confusing is because outside of Japan, a lot of countries have something called a salvage title. This is a car that's been in an accident and then has been written off. And what that means is that the cost to repair the vehicle is more expensive than the vehicle's worth. So the insurance company will put a label on it called written off. And if a written off car is then rebuilt and then safety inspected, it can come back onto the road as a salvage title vehicle. Japan doesn't have a system like that.
Nope.
So your R grade cars might fit into that category or might not fit into that category. And so you do have to be concerned about that. If the accident looks large, like on the auction sheet, it has things like a whole bunch of replaced frame parts, inner panels replaced, baffles replaced, front cross member replaced, that's going to have been a large accident. If it just says that there's deformation or dent marks on any of the frame parts, like inner panel dented, you'll see very often, that's a smaller accident because you didn't need to repair that piece. Makes sense, right?
Yep.
And so that would not be considered a salvage title vehicle. And yeah, keep in mind, no salvage titles here in auction grade R. Small accident, medium accident, and large accident all in one.
Yeah.
It could very well be a 5 km/h parking smack.
Or it
if
could
it's
be
hit in the
T-boned.
right spot. Yeah, or it could be messed up.
Yeah. And an important part about the R grades, for the definition of the auctions, that means frame damage. So it could be in an accident which doesn't damage any part of the frame. You would never know. It wouldn't be an R grade. It must
You'd
be
still have
damage to the frame.
XX on the panels that were replaced.
Yeah.
So we get this question too. Like this car has had the hood and both fenders replaced, but it's not an R grade. So in that case, well, it could be one of two things. It could be a badass aftermarket hood and fenders put on.
Yeah.
Because of course they'll have been replaced and you'll get the XX mark. Or it could have been an accident that didn't damage the frame, but damaged the hood and the fenders enough that they deemed that it was worth replacing them.
Yeah.
You probably wouldn't find one that's like that. More likely it's replaced 2 doors on one side and the front fender. Because then it'll be like a car that scrapes against another car, like in a parking lot or something like that. And it's just like these scrapes would be several hours to repair, or just replace the door because it's a newish car.
Yeah.
And for the R grade, if you would rate the car when it wouldn't have had an R grade rating, could be anything between 3 and S, basically, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, S, I think with S you can't have replaced panels, and 6 you can't have replaced panels.
I mean,
But I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So like a lot of people will consider an R grade means a lower condition car and therefore a lower price. But what Max is saying is that you can have a car that is otherwise grade 4.5 pristine car, but happened to have been in an accident that was repaired.
Yeah.
And so I think a ton of people, when they're like, well, I don't have enough money for that Skyline GTR that I want to buy, so I'll get an R grade in order to cut down on the cost. You don't realize that you're probably not cutting down on the cost. For most cars, especially sports cars or enthusiast cars, you don't lose a lot of, like, the price doesn't go down a lot because it's an R grade. I think it's anywhere from 0% to 5%, maybe as much as 10% in some cases. Like if it's an Alphard from 2020, like a 5-year-old Alphard, you're losing more off of the value of that than compared to a Skyline from 1999. Right?
Yeah.
It also matters how many other vehicles you have the choice of, which aren't R grades, as we will go into later.
Especially with the Alphards, right, Max?
Yeah.
So at this point, does anyone have any questions about auction grades before we skip into the next point of that?
Yeah, I'd really like to hear people asking for clarification if anything seems unclear.
There was one discussion, like there was the question, what is RA? We answered that, I think. And then there was one discussion. The car I ended up buying had gone through auction 3 times and got 3 different grades each time it went up for auction. And then Gregor asked, was it at different auction houses? And apparently, yes, it was.
Right. So that does happen from time to time, where an auction will give a car a 3.5 and then it will sell and somebody will try to flip it right away at another auction, which, by the way, happens frequently. And then it will get an auction grade 4. And so that comes down to the auction. Well, auction houses generally are pretty close to how much they're going to grade. Some of them might be a little bit more strict. Some of them might be a little bit more loose. That's why this is only a filter for you to figure out which cars that you want to look at more deeply and then read the reports.
Yeah.
I lost my train of thought. What was I going to talk about there?
It's like there's not a hard and fast rule, right? They don't have like a 300-point checklist that they're going through and then tallying up. It's
right. Thank you for reminding me of that. So depending on how the inspector is feeling on that day, you could get a different grade. Maybe he had a bad breakfast, then maybe everything's going to be a grade 3.5 when otherwise it would be 4. And do keep in mind, they're just humans that are just seeing a ton of cars.
Yeah.
Maybe they just looked at 6 cars in a row that were like S grade, and then they see an old 25-year-old car and it like, that looks awful right now, because I had just, my frame of reference recently was perfect condition cars.
Yeah.
Well, you go from 6 R grade K trucks to an R34 GTR.
Yeah, and you have to completely shift your perception. Derek has always said, and I think this is a really good way to like go into the auctions with an open mind, about 80% of the cars that you see, the grade will match the condition. You'll be a 3.5 and you'll say, yeah, that seems fair for a 3.5. Keep in mind that there's a wide range, can go either way. About 10% will be better than that. You might see a 3.5 and think, that probably could have been a 4, you know, it looks pretty good. I can't find any major faults on it. And about 10% will be worse. So 90% of the cars that you're buying are as described or better, and about 10% will be worse. We've had some cars that would come in, we're like, we really don't think that should have been a grade 4. Or that was a pretty generous. Did they miss something? Or,
sometimes things are missed. It's true.
So it does happen, but 90% of the time as expected or better. And I think that rings true.
More questions regarding this? Gregor was asking, so when do you recommend a secondary inspection? Is it a good idea to do that?
If you want to know the answer to that, you're going to have to vote for that. I would not want to get into the details on that now and then redo it again next time. I feel like I have made my case for that, and if you still don't believe me that that's something you want to talk about, fair enough.
It would be,
I will admit defeat.
It would be a very good follow-up to this episode, I feel like, in a series.
Yes.
So if you want part 2, vote for that next week.
Is that part 2? I feel like it is related, but I feel like it's its own bag of worms.
Yeah.
I think also that people don't realize what they're missing with that conversation. I think there's valuable information in what we have to say about that, and people just don't realize because they think they know what an inspection entails.
Yeah. So. Well, maybe after hearing the auction grades, people will be like, oh, I didn't know that. Maybe I don't know about the inspections either. And that's what we're here to do.
How much does smoke smell affect grade? Pretty much not that much. Unless it's got a cigarette burn or it says something like headliner is yellowed. Yeah. Headliner is yellowed means cigarettes have yellowed it.
Yeah.
And so that's going to be a lower grade. You tell me to move my mic away from my mouth.
How about me? Mine's pretty
No,
close.
yours is good.
You
have a booming voice, so you need to go
you
further
have the
away.
booming voice.
No, I don't. That's a lie.
How's this mic?
Pretty good. How's your mic? Sorry.
Okay. We've got some statistics for you about auction grades, and my mind, and I think Max's too, works in statistics, and so maybe your guys' do as well. So we're going to take a look at which auction grade spread there are for different types of vehicles. So right here we have, and are they able to see it yet?
Yes.
This is what 5-year-old cars at auction are graded. And this is as a percentage. And so if you take a look, when I printed it out, all of the format changed. Oh, that's rough.
Do you want me to go
about
through
8% of 5-year-old cars are R grade cars.
It is 9%.
9%. About 8% is exactly 9%.
Yeah. I want to say something. Derek's body is currently covering grade 6 and grade S. Other direction. There you go.
Around.
Oh, the microphone is directly in front of the S. I put them there just for reference, but for all of the stuff that we're going to show you, none of them were.
Yeah, we just talked about 5-year-old cars and older. We don't really deal in newer cars than that. Yeah. And so it's basically 6 and S are going to be off of these charts. Okay, and as you can see, most of them are, for a 5-year-old car, a grade 4.5. That makes sense. And a grade 5 is still pretty rare, despite it being 5 years old.
Grade 5s are only 5%.
And so it is pretty hard to get a car grade 5, even at 5 years old. And then if it's older than that, obviously it's going to be a lot harder.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go on to the next one. Now we're in 15-year-old cars. The reason why I picked 15-year-old cars is because these are the ones that are legal for Canada. Okay, as you can see, the vast majority of them, almost 50% of them, are auction grade 3.5, with a healthy amount as R grades, which, as we said, are going to be in similar condition to a grade 3.5 otherwise. So I would say close to 60% of them are 3.5, hence why most of the cars that we sell are auction grade 3.5s.
It is 43% 3.5s.
And no more 5s.
No more 5s. 2%.
Oh, by the way, these statistics are just for cars that are up at auction today. So if you were to check the auction tool today, this is what you would find. Obviously, there are cars that are grade 5 that are 15 years old, but there just weren't any this time.
And it goes to show you how rare that is as well.
And this is a total of 3,000 cars. So I took data from 3,000 cars in order to get this.
Yeah.
So of 3,000 cars, there were none auction grade 5.
Yeah.
That's crazy, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. I mean, Gregor said it in the chat in the beginning. He never saw a grade 5 for cars that he looked at. So there you go.
Yeah, it doesn't happen all that often. Next graph, these are the ones that are USA legal. And so as you can say, 3.5 is still fairly common, but we've boosted up the R grade. As the cars are older, there has been more time for them to turn into R grades. I think that by the time the car reaches 25 years old, you have a new makeup of cars. No longer do you have 90% regular, boring appliance type cars, and now you have a bigger proportion of enthusiast cars by the time that you reach this age. The people who are keeping the cars on the road are the ones that have special and interesting cars. So that makes sense, right? As such, you are going to get more R-grade cars because the specialty cars are more likely to be repaired because they continue to be worth something. A 25-year-old Skyline GTR still is worth $100,000, and so spending $20,000 on getting it repaired makes sense compared to a K car or something like that was only worth $12,000 to begin with.
Yeah, becomes a replacement, right? Especially with insurance too. Your $10,000 car gets in an accident, it's pretty easy to write that off, or maybe even lower, $6,000 car. 10,000 is a bit much.
Cost of repairing in Japan is
car.
pretty expensive too.
Yeah.
Like the repair shops are absurdly expensive. So that means a ton of cars are getting written off, even when in other countries they wouldn't be.
Yeah. And with such a plethora of new cars available at low prices, easy to replace old broken cars.
I just realized I said written off when that's not a thing in Japan. Basically, they get scrapped.
Right. Yeah.
And so these cars that are in an accident, sometimes they'll go through auction, or sometimes scrap companies will buy them, break them down into parts, and export the parts or sell them here in Japan.
It's the same for Germany, by the way. We don't have salvage titles either.
Oh.
And the Civic, that was in an accident, that belonged to me. Also, repair was much, much higher than the value, so it just went to a parts dealer.
Yeah. Strip it for parts.
Yep.
And keep the rest on the road.
And Japan doesn't have junkyards for the most part.
Yeah.
Like there are some very unique niche junkyards, but they're going to have like 10 or 15 cars in them, and they're pretty much not a thing. People expect, because there are junkyards in other countries, that that's a thing here, but it's not. The land value here is too expensive, and people don't repair their own cars here for the most part. And as such, there's no market for junkyards and pick your own part kind of thing. Basically, it goes to a shop. Within a day, it's down to nothing.
Yeah.
And those parts get sold as parts.
Yeah. Professional parts dismantlers here instead of junkyards.
And as you can see, auction grade 4.5 is absurdly low for 25-year-old cars.
1%.
1% of them are that. And it's going to be the grandpa cars, the like Toyota Crown or something like that. Something that is not really an enthusiast car, but grandpa just hadn't driven it very much because he
got old.
His wife is like, you're not allowed to drive anymore.
Yeah. They went to the grocery store, maybe a couple of road trips with the grandkids, and the car sat in the driveway.
Yeah,
pretty much.
On to the next graph. This is a comparison. Basically, you can see the green line here is 25-year-old cars. So as you can see, more R grade and less 3.5, and it slopes down the fastest of all. And the blue line is the 5-year-old cars, and you can see the condition for those on average is a lot higher. Okay?
Yep. And now we have individual cars.
And I thought this was all sorts of fun. So I took a handful of different cars, and I counted with my fingers, because we don't have a computer way to do this, the percentage of each car in each grade. So have a look at this first one, which I believe is the 8.6.
That is correct, and that is a very sad graph.
The original
graph is quite different.
AE86. Okay, so the first largest bar is auction grade R. The second one is star, which we haven't talked about. That's a car that has been in an accident but is not repaired. That's a scrap car.
Not always, right?
For the most part, but not always.
Yeah.
So yeah,
it means uninspected.
It's uninspected, most likely has been in an accident, has a serious engine problem, transmission problem. Even flooded can fit into this category if the seller wants to sell it as this category, which they often do.
Yeah.
We pretty much don't sell star cars because most of them don't run.
Right.
And we don't know if they run or not.
Yeah, this should be considered as is, where is. In other words, buyer beware. In other words, we give you no information about this car. Come see it for yourself in person. Make your own decision.
And no claims, right?
Definitely no claims.
Okay, so
as is, where is.
As you can see, grade 3, 3.5, and 4 are all very small. I think cumulatively they are less than 10% of the cars.
So grade 4 is 3%, which was exactly 1.
All right.
These are cars that were up for auction in the last 3 months, by the way, for this car.
So 1 grade 4 in the last 3 months for an A86. 2 cars, 7%, grade 3.5. And then 1 car, grade 3.
I don't know if you
have this. So the people who are like, I want an 8.6 that hasn't been in an accident. Every 3 months, you've got 4 cars to choose from.
Yeah.
And they're going to be expensive. That grade 4?
I was going to say.
Those are 5 million yen. That's like a $30,000 8.6.
Yeah. I was going to say, was the most expensive car sold the grade 4? Because I wouldn't always expect it to be. But I guess we don't have the data.
Do you know?
Oh, these were... I don't remember.
Okay. No worries.
Okay.
I just wanted to say, it doesn't always mean that, that grade 4 one, that was the best, that sold for the most. Might not have been. Might have been a grade R that sold for the most amount of money.
Yeah, so if you take out the stars and the 2, the percentage of R grade is going to go up drastically. you're going to be 90% R grades, over 90%.
Yeah.
Again, doesn't mean R grade is a bad vehicle.
But in the case of the 8.6, it probably is.
Right. It's had accident frame damage.
8.6s are very much
multiple.
bad vehicles for the most part.
Yeah.
They're old, have been raced, have been drifted.
You jack up the car, and the gaps between the door on each side changes every time you jack it up and let it down.
Oh dear.
That's so funny. Like the metal is so fatigued that
Yeah.
it's a new shape every time you jack it up.
Yep.
Wow. Okay, next car. This is a GTR, the R34s. Now this one I thought was quite interesting because it is an old but very valuable car. And so as such, people have kept their cars in better condition. Of course, there's still a lot of R-grade cars. This probably would have happened when they were newer cars. And once they reach a certain age, the cars aren't driven as often. And the cars are going to be driven a little bit more carefully because now they're worth $100,000, $200,000, even up to $500,000 for these R34 GTRs.
Yeah.
And so people are going to be more careful with them. But you can see a lot of grade 4 and grade 4.5 and even a little bit of grade 5, despite them being 25 years old.
Yep.
Ooh. That's because a ton of people seem to have put their GTRs away for storage and have like 6,000 kilometers on them.
Yeah.
What a life. Imagine on your deathbed going, well, at least I got an extra $100,000 for that car, but I skipped out on driving a GTR for 30 years.
I wonder, like, do people like this buy two? Like, you buy one that you want to drive? Or do people like this, are they just like, I know this is going to appreciate in value. I do not care about this car whatsoever. However, I do care about making money. So let me take that. And this is the long game.
Collection.
I'm going to...
I suspect they're the type of person with a larger collection of cars.
I do too.
And it's just the act of having it, not so much the appreciation that they were looking for. They wanted to have a low mileage GTR.
Yeah.
And they also have an Aston Martin and a Ferrari and 2 Lamborghinis and
a daily a crown.
And whatever the money that they're making in appreciation in the car, they're probably spending because it's not cheap to store cars here.
Yeah, especially if you're storing them indoors and like making sure that they're maintained or...
Yeah.
Also, Zaid is saying something, I think it's also a good point. I think it's because sellers put more effort into getting the car sorted before selling it.
That's a really good point,
for these types of cars.
Yeah, if the market is there for them, it absolutely makes sense to spend the money to make them good.
You know what's funny? Zaid is like purposefully wrong a lot of the time. Like he sends us emails that have like non-truths in them on purpose. And then he comes out with a truth here, and it's a very valid truth. Zaid, you're confusing us. Like, do you remember when he was funny. Like... I can't remember what it was, but like Grant was talking about the car and then he said that it was your car or something like that. It was either on the chat or in an email where it's like, Grant's got a new car. And then he's like, oh, I bet it's an FD2 Type R, which was very clearly your car. That's what I mean when he's purposefully wrong.
High level troll, maybe.
We still don't understand. We've tried to ask him, but he didn't really... We don't know if
Zaid,
the
now's your
answer
chance.
was a
Derek's
troll.
calling you out. Come back at him with something sharp.
You guys want to go to the next car?
Next one. JZX100. This is the... Actually, I only took prices from the Chaser. I left out the Mark II and the Cresta just to make it easier for myself.
Can we like put this to the audience as to why there are so many grade R's for the JZX100?
Right in the chat.
This
Why
should be
you
very
think?
easy to answer.
This is there we go. We have the answer already. That was fast. He probably typed that before we had even asked the question.
But I was surprised also that there are so many 4s and 4.5s. By the way, this is only manual transmission ones, so it's trying to strip out all the grandpa cars.
Yeah.
And I had a theory on this one, and it was the same as what Zaid said. I think that the car, because it has become so valuable, these are now 3 million yen and up.
Yeah.
People are finding the good ones and putting them through auction, or making sure they're the good ones before they go through auction.
Yeah. Worth it now.
Yep.
This graph, I imagine, would look very similar for the S chassis.
Yeah, I think that you would have for the S chassis fewer 4s and 4.5s. The Toyotas, they're resistant to wear at a level that the Nissans aren't.
Yeah.
Especially the big body ones like Crown, Chaser.
Yeah, they're less sports cars, right? Although they are now sports cars, they were touring sedans for most of their life.
Yeah.
People consider them sports cars now because of the engine that they have in them.
Okay. What about Evo Lancers?
Great
Which
point,
I wanted
Derek.
to have
Thank you,
on the
Zaid.
list.
Do we not have them there? I thought
No,
you guys
we don't
talked
have
about
them
it.
on the
Max was... so I got this thing. Max really wanted them in the list, but when Max really wants something, I try to not do it.
I see
Oh,
how it is.
no.
I was wondering because I said it like 5 times.
Oh no.
I felt it was too similar to some of the other ones, and I wanted to... for one, I didn't want to count cars too much, so I didn't want to have too many cars that I had to count, and I thought it was too similar to other ones. And I didn't want to give Max a win. So the next one...
We have, like, the people noticed that it was the Evo video that kind of brought this to a head, right? And the reason why we made the thing. And then we've got a lot of points about Evos, so...
Right, and Evo has a place on this list because the Evos rust easily.
Right.
But then you can still get a 3.5 or a 4, even though it's got rust or corrosion. That can be pretty bad. Like, I feel like if I could give some advice to the auction, I'd be like, on these older cars, corrosion can be a write-off for that car because the cost to repair it can be so much. So the weight of that needs to be higher than a saggy headline or a cigarette burn or a cracked dashboard. All of those things are relatively easy to fix, but it seems like corrosion has a similar weight to those ones.
Yeah. I tell you what, if you guys vote for the next topic next week of why do I need a pre-purchase inspection, we'll make sure to focus on Evos. Because I think they're a pretty good one.
Okay, I'll go out on a limb, and then we'll use Evos as an example.
Yeah.
But
we're
not
testing.
next week.
Oh, right. Not next week.
But don't talk about that because we have a specific time in this show that we're supposed to talk about that.
We're going to stay on topic because people yelled at us when we don't stay on topic.
Okay, next car was the most surprising one out of all of them.
Okay, this was surprising to me too.
Do we want to do this YouTube style? You'll never believe what happened next.
It wasn't surprising to me.
Next car.
Oh my god, the biggest
Toyota
R-grade
Alphard,
so far.
and I picked 2010 for this one just to give it a mid-age Alphard. And yeah, people like driving their Alphards into other cars. I wonder what the statistics are of Alphard versus Alphard accident.
Alphard and Alphard.
The Alphards are...
Both go upward.
It's an inside joke. You guys wouldn't get
love it.
And we're not going to explain it.
It's a German joke.
Alphards
That's
are
how
everywhere in
cultured we
Japan.
are.
And so I guess these people are crashing them into one another. They are commonly owned by families.
Uh-huh.
Who drive them. I want to know what you're thinking right now.
That's the answer.
Is this like a woman driver thing?
No. Wow. No.
Alphards do have a higher percentage of women drivers. It's true. I'm not saying that's why they're always in accidents.
All right. They are a utility car. You don't buy an Alphard because you want an Alphard. You buy an Alphard because you want a van.
I think that's true for some people, though Alphards are they're an esteemed vehicle here that people seek out.
True, but
they're like, I got the Alphard instead of the Estima or the Step Wagon or something like that.
True. I think I would largely, I think if you looked at the graph for Estimas and all the other cars, I think it would be pretty similar to this, honestly. And they're driven around all the time, like usually higher mileage, school runs, doing all those things, more chance of getting into accidents versus something like a Lexus that you're only driving on the highway or to and from work or something if you're an executive or businessman or something.
Zaid said it. Fleet vehicles.
Yeah.
Taxis.
You see them as taxis.
Yeah.
Those ones would have very high mileage.
Yeah, I don't think that's as much of a reason. I would expect most taxi drivers to be better drivers because they're professional drivers, so less chances of them getting in accidents. Although they're on the road more, so
they drive like insane drivers. Sometimes.
Yeah, that's true too.
Okay, I got a bit of a theory. Let's play around with this. The Alphards, right, sold in huge numbers, huge numbers. Yep. The value of the parts of them are relatively small because there are so many of them that are available. Oh, another Alphard's crashed. Well, I don't want the parts for that because I've got 80,000 parts for them in the warehouse anyway. So for one, as a crashed car, they have a kind of a low value, right? Secondly, they're not cheap cars. These are $70,000 cars new, even higher than that, up to 100 if you want to option it with the top level. They're expensive cars, and expensive cars are less likely to be scrapped because the cost of repairing is a smaller proportion of the entire cost. It costs roughly the same to repair, an Alphard as it costs to repair, I don't know, say a Crown or something. The Crown has lower value right off the bat, and so easier to write off. And then Toyota makes darn good chassis compared to some of the other manufacturers, especially of the vans. The Alphard is probably going to sustain less frame damage in an accident than some of the other cars, so maybe easier to repair as a result.
Yeah.
That's all my theories. I'm laying them on the table.
Yeah.
But it is strange. When I saw those numbers, I was like, what?
To me, I feel like Prius would have
I should have looked that
similar. I don't know, these kind of cars that like all of us here, everyone in the chat is going to be like, they love cars, right? Otherwise, you probably wouldn't be here. So none of this applies to any of us. But I think the people who just buy these cars as I need car,
what a
it
life.
must transport my family.
What a
I do not
life.
care about it at all. Like those are the kind of cars that I think you would see them owning, and then. Usually those people also don't care about driving all that much. And fair enough, like you shouldn't have to be, well, I think you should always have to be a careful driver, but if you don't care about cars and it's just your A to B, then
yeah.
I got a question. Most of the Alphards I see with damage have the typical, the OK parking lot when you go down there. There is this big block of concrete that is just gone on one side because people go into it from the side.
Everywhere, yeah.
So when you dent your side sill, that's already R grade, right?
Yeah, if it hit the frame. You'd have to hit it pretty hard, though.
A lot of people are not repairing their side sills because just put on a new side skirt and you're good.
Yeah.
But yeah, if the sill were actually repaired, which isn't a popular repair, then it would be considered an R grade.
I like chill conspiracy. My cousin does not care about her car at all. Literally bounces it off stuff. That's a funny way to think about that. But like, I couldn't imagine hitting anything in my car.
Cars are expensive. Also, even if I hated cars, I wouldn't want to damage something expensive.
Well, I mean,
I hate coffee makers. I don't make coffee by throwing it around my house.
Bouncing it off stuff.
Sometimes I think about I want to just go like the middle marker, like the little plastic poles that stick out. I was like, what if I just go through?
I nailed one of those on the highway in the loader. What?
I remember that.
That was an interesting story.
Yeah. On to the next car. We have a new car. This one is a GR86. I picked 2023. And so it's only been 2 years on the road. And our makeup after 2 years for this car is a very small amount of them have been in accidents at this point, and most of them are 4.5 and 5 after 2 years.
I'm surprised more aren't R grade.
I'm surprised that we don't have a grade 6.
Yeah,
maybe because people
true.
just like driving it.
Yeah, it could be.
Still be in the 36 months.
Yeah, that's what I always say about Silvias or 86s with low mileage. It's like, how does somebody buy a car that is this fun to drive and not drive it?
Maybe they go to a different country for an extended period of time, having it in the garage and not being driven.
That was not against you, Max.
I know. I just thought it was fun.
Although what you say, I think is true. I think it's like a life event happens and it prevents them from doing what they had set out to do. Like, I bought the Silvia, I'm going to drive it.
Now I got a kid.
But I got sent overseas for my company. Or, but my grandpa got sick and we had to do a lot of care or something like that,
Yeah. Okay, so that one's maybe the least interesting graph of all because, of course, new car means better condition. Goes without saying. That poor little grade 3.5s, I wonder. How do you get a car that messed up in 2 years?
Yeah.
That's the cousin that's bouncing off of other cars.
Taking it to the track, probably.
Yeah, it could be. Could very well be. And the last one, the Honda Acti, I just used.
This is a good one.
Used for all K cars because they're all basically the same. And you can see that many, many, many of them are scrap cars.
Ooh, I wouldn't say scrap cars.
I mean, star. Or at least low enough value that they don't bother with the inspections.
I think that's a good graph to hammer home the point of the uninspected vehicles.
Okay.
Oh, well, I'll say my good point then. Zaid also said good point to you and good point to me. He's just waiting for Max's good point.
Okay.
So make sure you get that before the show. Uninspected cars. You can send your vehicle to the auction and say, I want to list it in the uninspected corner. That means the auction, you do an auction sheet and you get the basic details, but no inspector ever visits the vehicle. And I don't even know about the photos. My understanding of uninspected is it doesn't run through the photo hall, but you do see some uninspected cars which have run through the photo hall.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes that means they were maybe sent to auction as like a grade 3.5 or something, and then they had some kind of breakdown or issue at the auction. They change into uninspected, but I think both are possible.
We tried to sell a car that was like that. We tried to sell a car, and I can't remember the circumstances, but they were like, because of this car has X, it has to be an uninspected car.
Was it the Vitz? Because the Vitz was uninspected, wasn't it? That's why we
sent
surprised.
the Vitz in as an uninspected car.
Okay.
After we blew the turbo on it.
Well, I think that's what we put on the auction sheet, didn't we?
We
Blown
did,
turbo.
and then somebody bought it for more than we bought it for when it was an inspected car.
Yeah, that was weird.
Weird times.
Anyway, so for uninspected vehicles, it's the seller's choice. You can choose to send your vehicle to the auction, no inspection. It's a much, much, much lower auction fee. And that, I believe, is the purpose behind sending something like a Honda Acti, which the value of the car is pretty low. If you're spending $200 or something getting inspected, that could be a significant portion of your sales price.
$100.
You don't, well, you've got your listing fee and then the auction fee. And
all right, the selling fee is different depending on the area as well.
And all of these fees for uninspected vehicles are lower. So sometimes uninspected vehicles are completely fine. They're just not worth paying the extra money to get them inspected when you're only going to sell the car for like $800, $1,000.
Our first car we ever sold, do you remember how much it was?
First car?
Yeah, the first car that this company, Pacific Coast Auto, ever sold was a Subaru Legacy with an automatic transmission and 120,000 kilometers for 4,000 yen.
Wow.
Yep.
$25
$25 for that car. And that's a good example of the type of... We don't see that much anymore because worldwide car prices have come up.
Yeah.
But there was a time that the seller is like, this car isn't worth $25. Why would I pay for an inspection? So there were a decent amount of cars in the uninspected area that were perfectly fine, just really cheap.
Yep. Just if your car's going to sell for 4,000 yen and it costs you 20,000 yen to sell the car, suddenly you're like, maybe I'll just do uninspected, and it's like $50 to sell or something.
Funny to see that our 5 grade car, just one.
Greg's right. Puts the onus on the buyer to inspect. If you see uninspected, it means as is, where is. You must see the car in person.
And
to know
the auction
details.
doesn't do inspections on those grade.
Yeah.
The auction has inspection services, and their rule is no uninspected cars.
Right. You must be boots on the ground inspecting. And this is common for K-Trucks. Honda Odyssey, I see a lot of those are uninspected. Kind of like lower value vehicles which aren't expected to sell for very much. There's plenty of completely fine cars in the uninspected corner. Difficulty there is we don't buy uninspected vehicles because you need to inspect them in person. You can't just assume this is a Honda Odyssey, it's not going to sell for much, I'll get an uninspected one, because it could actually be broken.
And it becomes our problem as much as your problem, because now we have to divvy out our resources to try to get an engine running before we can export it.
Yeah. Some of these cars say like you've got to remove with a forklift, or like they don't run or drive or even roll sometimes.
Zaid had a question I'd like to get to. He said, do the charts account for duplicate cars that run every week for eternity? It does not. I took all of this data from the USS auctions of just a list of sold cars. And so this is data that USS doesn't allow us to make public on our public version of the site. And so it is only USS auctions that I use, and I did that specifically for that reason. I didn't want to have incorrect data, so our auction tool shows like the one price cars in the sales prices, and it doesn't have any USS cars in there, and it's just not good clean data. So I wanted to use USS to make sure the charts were accurate.
I think you answered this, but
that
to
Alex
reinstate, could you pay for a secondary inspection on site for an uninspected vehicle?
You cannot.
The auctions don't allow that.
Yeah, the auctions will not inspect uninspected vehicles for you.
Okay, so in conclusion about the auction grades, I hope everyone is knowledged up about what the auction grades mean. And if there are further questions at this point about auction grades, because there probably will be, we can answer those in the Q&A section at the end. And
Yeah.
I'm eager for you guys to put more questions in this time, because we usually get questions. This is my fault. We usually get questions in the comments section for people who watch the video not live, right? Someone at the office went and answered all of those questions by typing into the questions section. It was me.
Who was the idiot? Oh.
Wait, you can do your voiceover again.
I don't know.
Hey, idiot.
That hasn't been released yet, right?
It has.
It has?
Yeah.
You even got a comment. They were like, ooh, I loved Mike's first time at the voiceover.
Oh, thanks. Pop my cherry online.
On the Drives Japan YouTube channel. Go check it out. And we got to talk about why YouTube thinks we're animal abusers too. That's coming up pretty soon. Not yet though. We got car picks, and we got a number of car picks, so we're going to go through them a bit quick.
Okay. Main topic done. Ask questions.
I don't know what to say about this graph.
The takeaway
Look
is
at this graph.
grades are different from each car.
Yep. Every car has its own unique makeup of grades.
I did really want to say that. I know we have to speed through the show a lot, but the auction grades, it's important to know what the grades are, but it's even more important to know how they apply to your specific car that you're looking to purchase. Derek and I talked about this briefly yesterday, and we both agree R grades generally okay. The first thing you want to do when you see an R grade is look at the inspection report and see how bad the R grade is. That'll quickly tell you whether it's worth it or not. However,
get the translation, because you won't be able to tell yourself.
Translation is always like the trump card to the grades, I think. However, if you're buying an NSX, I don't want an R grade NSX. I don't really care how bad the damage was. I'm not getting an R grade NSX because the makeup of that car with the aluminum frame and everything, and difficulty in repairing that, I just crossed that off the list. So there is something like that for pretty much each car that you would want to keep in mind.
Yeah, I wouldn't really want an R grade S13 because those chassis are not.
Yeah.
They're going to be like the 8.6. They're just bendable.
Right. And some of the JZX 100s we've seen, like sometimes you don't have a choice in R grades, but when you see like multiple, like every single corner damaged multiple times,
there is no grade for R grade ×2 or ×3 or ×4.
Yeah.
And some of the drift cars we've seen gone through, like
they're trying to set records.
This car's been repaired 7 times.
Yeah.
Okay, on to our next segment, and this is car picks. We're good?
Nice.
All right. So this time I went a little bit crazy with the car picks, so we're going to be a bit fast. This first one here is a 1978 Toyota Corolla 11, my car, but the next generation that is uglier.
I like this a lot.
So do I.
Oh.
I mean, it is uglier. It's still cool, though.
Okay.
Uglier. We're using comparatives. It isn't an ugly car.
Is this photo stretched, or is it really that wide? Do they get wider than yours for this generation?
What?
This looks quite a bit wider.
I don't know how wide the car is compared to mine. It's probably roughly very similar. It uses the same engine. They decided to switch up the carbs for fuel injected for this version. The interior looks very much like my third car, 1978 Celica. The dashboard with all those gauges I thought was so dope.
It looks really nice too.
It's pretty much the same dashboard and the same steering wheel, actually.
I like this car very much.
And then has that 2TG twin cam 8-valve engine. Not too many twin cam 8 valves. One of the benefits of the twin cam design is that it makes it easier to have 4 valves per cylinder. And then with the 8-valve, it just sucks. I mean, it doesn't suck, but it got superseded by better technology very quickly. So a little bit of rust here and there. It says the engine and the transmission are leaking oil. Not bad condition considering the age. You're not going to expect something like this to be in good condition. R grade because of, let's talk about this. The left rear side pocket has been replaced. The rear floor and rear inner panel have been dented. To me, that doesn't say no to this vehicle.
Left rear or right rear? Because it's
right rear.
okay.
The left rear side pocket has been replaced, and the rear floor and the rear inner panel have been dented.
And this would have been at a time where you would still find parts for this, right?
Oh yeah, most likely. It depends on the popularity. This version of the Corolla is not that popular, so people aren't usually restoring them to the same level they are my Corolla or the Hakosuka or the Bluebird or these like hyper popular 70s Japanese cars.
I think this looks sweet.
Yeah, it's cool, isn't it? And you can see where it started to become the shape of the 8.6 too, right? Because not the next generation, but the generation after that, it became the 8.6. The next generation is ugly.
Next car.
This one starts at 1.2 million. I couldn't see it selling for much higher than that. 1.4 maybe.
Has it been at auction before?
Probably.
Yeah, something like this commonly.
Been at auction a bunch. Oh, and we know how much they want it for it. No. Oh, yeah, they do. 2.1. They're insane.
That's why it's unsold. Sorry. Better luck next week, and the week after that, and probably the week after that, and the week after that, and maybe. I
wonder how long it's been up there for. I guess it didn't bottom out the entire 3 months of the history on these. So yeah, since June 17th. Cool car, but he's asking for too much. Insane seller.
Next car.
Next. This is Mugen Marty's car, isn't it? From their key to the city.
Wow.
K to the city.
I thought that was hard because they were supposed to be key to the city, but I'm like,
that's because they pronounce it wrong in Australia.
Yeah.
It's a key car.
Key car.
1995 Daihatsu Miura Avanzado R. It's a 3-cylinder turbo. Comes from the factory with an LSD.
Ooh.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
It's on drugs.
Front wheel drive car with an LSD. Not too many of them, but a K car. Very cool.
TRXX.
Disc brakes on the front and rear instead of drum brakes. So these were your sports car go-to sports car for the K car if you didn't want an Alto Works, I suppose. They competed fiercely. This one has some corrosion issues, Grant said.
Oh dear.
TE 37 wheels.
It's a good look. Very good look.
It is cool.
Paint fade.
Let's see what the sheet says. So the body's pretty good, pretty darn good, other than the paint fade. It says engine oil leak probably is no problem. Still, headliner's ripped. Carpet has medium cigarette burns, which means more than one. Not bad, honestly. And it is up for auction tomorrow.
I was just about to say.
You can buy this.
We're still don't have anybody who's bought a car from the
you get a special prize, but we're not going to tell you what it is.
Because we don't know what it is.
4-wheel drive or 2-wheel drive for this one? Doesn't say.
No.
And interior... Okay.
So it's a 2-wheel drive, Grant said.
2-wheel drive.
Yeah, it got interior exterior D, but K cars don't hold together that well.
Oh, we got a question from Greg about the that Corolla that just went through. So if you see Ipatsu stock on the previous sold, it's basically what their reserve is, or do you think they'll sell it for something just under that amount? Usually just under that amount at auction is probably okay. Yeah. But like, again, there's no real way to know for sure.
$500 or $1,000 under it.
Yeah, not too much of a discount, but a little bit. And usually you can kind of like, if you really want the car and you want to try to convince the seller to sell it, I would recommend like bidding. They want a 2.1. Maybe you bid 1.9. Maybe you bid 1.95 the next week, and maybe the seller will come down a little bit.
Don't bid that much on that car, though. It's still not worth it.
Exactly.
That car is worth 1.3 million.
Yeah. But just keep in mind with anything like that, you're going to be paying what the seller wants, not necessarily what the car's worth. Otherwise, it would have sold already at auction. So,
Max is flying out tonight, right?
Yep.
Or very, very, very early tomorrow morning.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right? Logan says, I'm worried about the tsunami for you guys there. Max has been watching the tsunami on his
since this morning. Yes.
On his iPhone, hoping that it's not going to flood the airport.
We said your wife already noticed more water coming in Yokohama. Right?
Yeah. No. So the PCA office, luckily, is kind of in the mountainous area here. It's not
a little
super
bit,
but it's
hilly.
We're like 200,
hilly, yeah.
200 meters up or something like that.
So that's not too
100
much of a
meters up?
concern. But for Tokyo Bay, they say it's 1 meter of tsunami. And I would guess an airport can withstand more than 1 meter of
I would
water
expect,
rise. So-
yeah. And you
Yeah.
said that their sirens already going off in
Yeah, in Yokohama, you can
Yokohama.
already see that
Yeah.
the peak should have been
I was gonna say it should have
around
already
now.
hit by now. Yeah.
around now. But
Yeah. On to the next one.
yep,
We got a bottle truck.
you see these everywhere.
We sell a decent amount of obscure vehicles, and this one is a truck that goes and delivers the bottles to the convenience stores. You'll see a lot of these here in Japan. They are refrigerated, and you can put lots of beers into them. I mean, not beers, but if you wanted to put beers in, you could.
If you want to sell beers at a festival, this is it.
Oh, that would be good. Can you imagine instead of those the side roller doors, if that was you roll the door up and it's a vending machine, like it's already there. You like the door to the vending machine, and then you can
That's
have all
not a
the
bad
things
idea,
back,
man.
right?
Yeah.
Mobile
Yeah.
vending machine.
That's why you listen to the cool JDM show.
Boom! Somebody buy
Because
this
free
car.
business ideas.
We've just given
Not
away your
financial
business
advice.
idea. No longer can you do this.
Yeah, I don't worry. I'm full of them. Next week there'll be another one.
Oh, I like this extra image.
Uh-oh.
Picture of the check engine light. Can we see the sheet?
Yep.
It's at one of those lame auctions. It's hard to read the sheets. 448,000 kilometers. That's a lot of drinks that have been delivered in this truck.
Yeah.
It's
I wonder
fun
what
to
it'll
see
sell
this.
for. I don't follow the prices of bottle trucks.
It was yeah. Probably on the road every single day, refilling the vending machines all around Japan.
Yep.
Making sure people got ice cold beverages when they wanted them at a convenient location and price.
Cool.
Anyway, buy a bottle truck if you want a bottle truck. I don't know if there's too much more to say about that. It's just something cool.
The next one. Not a bottle truck. The only
truck.
reason
A
this
truck
is up here is because it is a Ford, and you can't get this in North America because it's not actually a Ford. It's a. You know, Ford and Mazda are
So
buddies, right? And then Mazda's also buddies with Isuzu. So this is an Isuzu that's rebadged as a Mazda, which then is rebadged as a Ford.
Is this like hot
sort
potato?
of like that. It is.
They're like, we
yeah.
got a car, and the NASA's like, ah!
So
Gave
yes,
it to Ford.
you can also get the passenger version of the Mazda Bongo van with the pop-up top as a Ford. I think it's called Ford Frida or something like that.
Frida, that's the name I was trying to think of the other day, and I couldn't think of it
Mm.
when Grant was talking about it. Yeah, Frida.
Yep, so that's all I got to say about that. On to the next one.
Trucks.
These are the ones I found instead of the ones Grant found. So I'm extra happy
Sorry,
to show these
Grant.
ones. A
This is
supercharged
sweet.
Crown.
Oh,
Supercharged.
Yes,
I want.
please.
Inline 6-cylinder supercharged Toyota Crown.
me.
And look at that interior.
Me.
The dashboard is all warped around the gauge set, so
That's
that
fine.
sucks.
What are you going to
Yeah.
do?
Get a new dashboard. You can
Yeah.
still find them.
Yeah. Put a link
Well,
ECU in.
I think you can still find them. This one has like the air conditioning that says like computer controlled air conditioning because that was a thing. It's like our sales point is that our air conditioning is computer controlled,
I love this boxy look. This needs to be low.
right? On big wheels.
Yeah.
VIP style.
This is like the same generation as the taxis, right?
So cool. I love that, like, just the subtle, like, aero kit that it kind of comes with. I don't know what was
Yeah, that
normal
little
for these
lip
crowns,
at the
but
front.
yeah, just gives it that tiny little sporty touch. Do these come up very often at auction?
I don't know. We've sold a few of them. This is. I feel like we've bought one, at least one of them, that had the
think we did too,
supercharged
yeah.
engine.
Very, very cool.
48,000 original kilometers on it is pretty low. So the
Yeah.
supercharger
Wow,
still
yeah.
probably works.
Yay.
It says underside corrosion, which kind of sucks, and engine room rust, which on a Toyota, engine room rust usually doesn't scare me. On a Nissan, it absolutely would. The trunk has water inside and some rust in the trunk. AC doesn't work. So low mileage is good, but it looks like the body has taken a bit of a beating. It has been fully repainted on both sides and still has U2, U3, uneven paint, U3, U2, U2. So it'll need some work, but I don't suspect it'll be that expensive. The auction grade 3, like we mentioned earlier, it can be like grade 3.5 if it weren't for some reason. In this case, I would say it's probably the side visor. What's the side visor? Door visor? Yeah, it wouldn't be that. Let's see. Could be the corrosion on the underside, but it's usually not that. So I'm going to say probably the corrosion on the underside is the reason why. Cracked taillight. But still cool. Crowns are cool.
What year is this?
1989. Supercharger. Yes, you can get this engine in supercharged and turbocharged engine.
Ooh.
Twin turbo or supercharged. There was no single turbo for that engine.
Twin turbo?
Yeah.
It reminds me, I think it was Yakuza 5, where there was a sub-story where you can be a taxi driver and you street race against street races in your taxi, and it was this.
That game sounds like all sorts of fun. I've never played it, but
yeah.
Do you think it would be appropriate for my 10-year-old? Or is it too... No?
Nope.
Don't.
Do you think Kimetsu no Yaiba is appropriate for kids?
No.
So now you're okay to play Yakuza because you've already done that.
He really wants to play Grand Theft Auto, and then he's like, how old do I have to be? And I said 17. And then he's like, okay, how about Grand Theft Auto 4? And I was like 17. And he kept doing it. How about Grand Theft Auto 3?
I was 16 when I was 10 with Grand Theft Auto. It's
yeah, I don't know.
Okay, which one's worse, Grand Theft Auto or Yakuza?
GTA
is worse.
Yeah.
So Yakuza's okay. Because look how good you turned out, and you played it when you were 10.
Yeah, but I also played Grand Theft Auto really early, so
I didn't.
Whether you get that or
I didn't
this.
play GTA when I was 10. It was 11.
Okay, on to the next car.
This one is super sick.
Show the picture of the car.
Oh.
Does anyone know what this is?
Veilside.
It's
Looks
not
like
Veilside,
Veilside.
no.
It looks like what Veilside should do. This is great. I like this very much.
It has such weird proportions. It's almost like a chibi car.
Yeah.
Sometimes, does anyone know what I'm talking about when I say chibi car?
Like
I know you guys
squished
do, right? But like the chibi anime is like the regular person is squished into like a small version that's cute and stuff, right? But you see chibi cars in Japan here as like little toy cars and stuff. It kind of looks like one of those.
Tell me about this because I'm very curious.
I want to tell, but I want somebody to guess what it is first.
Okay, first guess. Please guess quick. I'm eager.
There are some guesses in there.
Really? We're not seeing chat.
We can't see, man. We can't see the chat. The chat's bugged.
Dark Corsair says MRS.
It is an MRS.
Spuda.
A what?
Gregor says MRS.
But it was sold as a complete car. You could buy the kit if you wanted, but it was sold as a complete car by a company in...
Oh, the back is so cool. I'm getting
in 1998,
feelings.
I think. It was 2 years after the MRS went out of production. And so you couldn't buy the MRS anymore, but you could buy this complete kit car. That looks so weird with the really wide angle lens.
Yeah.
And it is called...
Oh, it looks weird. Oh, kit cars always look a bit weird.
I like it. I think it's
No, look at the front fenders and then look at the rear.
So they went with a round front fender and a squared off rear.
Oops.
Which is a little bit weird.
Cobra said Carrera GT Chibi.
Yeah.
Chibi.
It is called the Abflug MRX.
Abflug.
Abflug, Derek.
Abflug.
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 Does that mean something?
Like fly off the road? Like.
Uh-oh.
It also means departure if you're in an airport context.
Okay.
Oh, so today you're going to Abflug.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. You can speak German so well.
Yeah, I can. It's pretty cool of me.
It just bugs me. I watched a bunch of videos on the brand, and some people said this brand is called AB Flug.
All right.
What?
Came out in 2009, pardon me. So 2007 was the last MRS, and this came out in 2009. And it wasn't cheap. The regular MRS at this time was 2.3 million yen. So basically $18,000 you can get an MRS at the time. This was 3.8 million yen. So an additional 67% more expensive for the version that was just the aero kit. And then if you wanted to put a turbo on there, it would be another 1.1 million to make it nearly 5 million yen. A $40,000 MRS.
Yeah.
111% more expensive.
But it's called the MRX.
MRX.
Abflug.
And there you can see the prices. Or you could buy the demo car for even more money. And
For
the demo
80,000
car
and
also
more.
comes with a Spec R Mueller. Do you think that was supposed to say muffler?
Wait, what does it say?
It says MRX Spec R Mueller.
Muller. I have no idea.
And intercooler and turbocharger. These engines are not known to handle turbos that well. So I think it's probably only around 270 horsepower or so.
Full matter. Defi
Mater.
full matter.
Mater.
Mater.
Yeah, okay, there's some. Yeah.
Bride brick seat.
From a time where translations weren't done so well in Japan.
Because this is their official.
Pardon me, the turbocharged engine only has 190 horsepower. I was going to guess 270, but I was way off. 190 horsepower is the same engine as the 2ZZ had. The same amount of power as the 2ZZ.
Wait, what year? 2009?
Yeah.
You could get an FD2 Type R for less, which has more power.
Yeah, this is a
But you
specialty
don't
car.
have
They
the
probably didn't sell
special-
too many of them.
I feel good.
I don't care.
And that's AB Flug Max.
AB Flug.
I think it's cool, but it's a bit weird.
Compression ratio 10. So they didn't open up the engine at all. They just put the turbo on and charged you 1.1 million yen for that.
Okay.
Go back to the listing and see if it's been at auction before and how much they want for it. Because I'm very sorry. That sounded like I was ordering you around. Max,
That is okay.
please.
I am the
please
No,
do
this is
that
the first
for me.
time it's been in auction.
You could get a deal right now. I
Buy
really
it.
like the rear.
Starts
We
at
will drive
1.5
it.
million yen though.
I
That's
love
a
the
lot
rear.
for an MR2.
It's
Like
so good.
Porsche
But then,
taillights.
yeah. And
It's
the
so
the
cool.
wing looks like Lamborghini wing, honestly. But then the front,
It
you
very,
look at the
it
front
very
and
much
you're like,
looks
what?
like a Carrera GT in the back.
What's going on with the front?
What do you
Why'd they
guys
make it
think
so like
the headlights are
bulbous?
from?
No,
great?
they're custom. I read
Custom?
up about it. Yeah.
Ah.
They look great, but they need to get rid of that massive arch they have. It just doesn't
The
fit with the
bubble.
line of the vehicle that kind of goes all the way down. And then bloop.
Okay, I got something fun. Griff Rights said, IG auction lot goes hard. That is my auction pick of the day. Do we want to check that?
What is it?
It is something we've seen before. How do I check IG and then a specific auction lot here?
Just
Maybe
put the number,
this?
yeah, and you'll probably find it. Maybe we should start getting everyone to pick a car.
We used
And
to
we'll-
do that,
we'll
but
vote.
then people got frustrated because we couldn't show the USS ones.
Ah,
And we couldn't show their car either.
there we go.
Or everybody's car. Oh my lord.
Wow.
That does go
Why
hard.
so
yeah.
many
So
plates?
look, it looks like
This looks like what happens when you copy paste something a whole bunch of times.
Oh wait, we have some audio sound. I'm sorry, guys.
Audio problems.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
now the screen's gone out, and now it's
we
back.
can't see
Now it's
anyone.
back. Sorry for the little audio glitches.
So if you do want to buy one of these, you're going to get a Decotora truck, and you're going to get a present from Mike.
Yeah.
Oh, the interior has some liners for the door cards, but it's a pretty boring interior as far as things go.
If you buy a
Oh,
Decorator truck, we'll do a PCA photo shoot inside the truck for you, like a
And
calendar.
on top of the
No,
the
we'll
thing.
go camping inside it.
All right. But when we sleep, all of the Decorator lights have to stay on, and it's a
all night.
yeah, and it's a who can get the most sleep in a Decorator.
And we
camper.
blast the Anpanman theme song the whole night.
And it's a good luck trying to get sleep.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to go to the next
Yeah.
segment?
That was all the cars that we were going to talk about. On to the next segment.
Hope you liked them.
You go ahead and say the name.
The next segment is This Week at Pacific Coast Hall.
All right. So, a quick little talk about the YouTube ads. For any of you
Yes.
guys who are watching the show not live, and you're like, hey, how come there's so many ads on this video? That's annoying. Now we know why. Max, would you like to explain what the heck has happened?
I think we talked about this earlier, but it's getting more and more extreme. YouTube is placing ads basically every minute on these streams. So after a stream, I have to go in manually, and I can't do it on the same day because it takes time to process it to delete ads. In the last videos, there was actually one stream where there was an ad for like 10 seconds apart from each other.
Yeah, and like throughout the entire stream, like 90 ads. For some reason, the live videos on YouTube's like, let's put a ton of ads into these. And then the regular videos that we do, as far as I know, we just do the one ad at the beginning, right?
Yeah, we don't use.
And then we don't do ads throughout.
Yeah.
But then, and you can't like deselect this either. This is just the way that it is. It's stuck this way. So if you're annoyed at the ads, we're annoyed too. And manually deleting each ad is so annoying.
It is annoying, yeah.
Do you want to hear my conspiracy theory?
Yes.
Derek and Max have been trying to over monetize the show. They've been adding in more and more ads at every chance they get. Now they're trying to convince you that it's YouTube doing this. It's not YouTube doing this. They're trying to get rich.
It's YouTube.
Trying to line
Mike
their
thinking
pockets.
that we're idiots.
No,
there we are.
I can't believe it's like that many ads. It's egregious.
Yeah.
Why does YouTube even think that that's a good policy? Like, people hate the ads, and YouTube's like, let's allow people to hate us more.
Yeah. Well, I think that they're probably thinking buy premium. Then that's their thing, right?
That's the sentiment in the
But
chat.
nobody. They know
90?
that nobody does. People who don't have an ad blocker, right? They're unlikely to be forced into premium because of the ads.
Because they're not
Because
affected. They
they're
don't
like,
see 'em, right?
I'm not. No. I'm talking
I
about
don't
the people who don't have ad block.
Oh, who don't? Right.
Because they're going to dig their heels in. They're going to be like, you're not going to force me to do anything. You want me to go into YouTube Premium? I'm not going to, just out of spite.
That is me, basically.
That's the Mike Dennis.
Yeah, well,
argument.
that is true. I don't use ad blocker because I believe in like ads are okay, but I also don't want you to push me into buying your premium service by making your non-premium service so unenjoyable. Just make it a paid service then. Be like, it's no longer free, it's a paid service. If you want to use it, you pay. Fine, I get that. Don't be like, it's free, but it's freaking miserable.
I mean, they know that if they go a full paid version,
exactly,
then there's going to be a competitor that comes out with the old version of YouTube, and they're going to lose everything.
Exactly.
So they can't.
That's why I have a problem with it. It's dodgy, right? They're like, it's free. It's just a miserable experience, but don't worry. We can solve the miserable experience by taking your money from you.
Meanwhile, YouTube is more profitable than it's ever been because of all these ads that they're showing.
Yeah.
And Arizona iced tea is still $1.
Yeah.
Right?
Arizona Iced Tea want to sponsor the Cool JDM show in Japan. I don't know if you have any business sponsoring the Cool JDM show in Japan, but we'd like you guys. We'll take $1 per episode.
We had somebody send in a picture of their car to the email address show@pacificcoastjdm.com. We're going to show that on the screen now.
Which I wanted to do at the last point, so I now need to scramble and get the picture.
Look what you're doing to Max.
You wanted to do it at the last point?
Yeah. But there we go. I
Wait.
can manage. I can do
The
I can do things and apparently crack microphones.
Oops.
And this is who sent this in?
Do we want to show the name?
No.
Oh, right. Somebody.
There
are a lot of Alexes in the world.
If it's your car and you're in the chat, which I think you are, feel free to say it's me. Otherwise, we will not disclose.
It was the Odyssey that we exported.
It was a sick Odyssey too. For a sumimasen. I love it.
Yeah.
I love seeing sumimasen.
Adorable. So the Odyssey does not count as a shooting brake, does it? One's a station wagon, correct?
Correct.
Not a shooting brake.
Correct.
All right. Speaking of shooting brakes, we found out that there is the Toyota 86, not the newest one, but the second to newest one. They made a show car shooting brake version of that. And
which I saw live at Tokyo Auto Salon.
Did you?
Yes.
So we all kind of agreed it looked a little bit dumb, but in like live, especially having owned one of those, did you think it was dumb?
Nope.
Did you think it was cool?
Somewhat in between. I don't like the design of that window at all.
You can't really call that a window.
If you can see through it.
Exactly.
No, I think that's
it's
more...
a mail slot.
Yeah.
It reminds me of
slot.
the Z4.
Yep. It's what you're going to get with a shooting brake, I think, right?
It reminds me of the CRZ.
Oh.
I gotta say, the photos
Grant said that
better.
too before the show.
It looks like the Excella.
And so we were talking about shooting brakes, and we were thinking, Shooting brakes are a weird thing. Car guys tend to have tend to think that the shooting brake is a very cool car. It just is a thing, right? Like, you're a car guy, you like shooting brakes.
We can ask our cool car guy viewers, do you think the shooting brakes are cool?
But I think all of us kind of agreed that most of the time a shooting brake just doesn't work, especially if it's a evolution of a car that already exists. Like, I like the idea. I like weird cars. I like station wagons. But a sports station wagon is a little bit hard. Now, we all came up with our favorite shooting brake.
Wait, we can get people to guess whose shooting brake is favorite.
I'm not showing it at the moment.
Okay. Also, we can't see chat. Is there a way we can see chat? I really like reading the chat.
It's weird. Like, this stopped working. Can maybe.
The last chat is resprayed everything.
If the stream is gone now, it was my fault for.
I rely on feedback.
I think these should be the new ones.
Heck yeah, I'd buy one.
We still streaming? We didn't disappear?
We're still.
No, it looks like we're good. Good. We've got a way to repair that. And Greg, you're only number 2 with your chat experience, so you're gonna have to bump that up.
Ree! I love Ree.
Okay. So first, to get this quickly, because I wanted to point at the clock. Okay, let's go through it.
Yeah.
Whose
so I don't think we should get people to guess because I don't think it's
mine.
engaging.
I picked this one. I have the coolest pick. We can end the segment there. Mike knows what the best shooting brake is. It's this one.
It's an Aston Martin Vanquish Zagato shooting brake.
Yeah.
Which I think from the front looks all right.
And from the back, it looks exceptional.
I don't like it from the rear.
Whoa. Derek doesn't like it from the rear, everyone. You heard it here first.
And all Aston Martins kind of look the same, which is a little bit weird.
Aston Martin?
Well, when you have perfection, why bother changing?
Toyota Crown.
Oh, yes.
Doesn't it look very similar to the Toyota Crown station wagon?
The Aston Martin Vanquish Zagato.
Bring up the Toyota Crown SUV.
I'm going to do it.
Jamie. You were so nice when you were like, I sound like I'm so demanding, and I just demand things. You make me feel so bad.
Yeah. Well, you have the power to change that. No, it doesn't even look like that. This is a completely different car. You guys, that looks pretty similar.
That's
just
not the
scroll
same.
a bit.
That's
Next
not
one.
the same car.
I think it's the Sport.
Yeah,
Sport, not the.
There
SUV.
are a number of them, right? I'd say that looks pretty similar. A little bit more SUV-ish.
Yeah. Wait, we're gonna show. Oh, we don't have a rear shot. Just trust me, it's cool from the back too.
All right. On to the next one, which was my pick, and Grant picked the same car.
Wow, so original, guys.
As far as shooting brakes go, this is one that most people kind of see as like a standout shooting brake. So a shooting brake, in case you didn't know, is basically a sports coupe plus station wagon.
Yeah.
And that's what most people consider it to be. Max's, this is, by the way, a Volvo P1800, which is Volvo's most beautiful car. They had it as a coupe and a shooting brake. And I think the coupe does look a little bit better than the shooting brake, but I think as far as wagons go, this one has very nice classic styling in it.
It looks like a happily surprised fish.
Oh, yeah, we still need to talk about that.
We'll go, yeah. Okay, and apparently I don't know what the shooting brake is, so are you...
No, ChatGPT backs you up here. This is Mac's pick, and this is the Taycan Turbo S something.
Cross Turismo. I
didn't know it was a thing, but I picked a yellow one. I'm sorry if you don't like it in yellow, but...
4-door.
Not a bad pick.
Zaid said it. He said this is not a shooting brake.
ChatGPT is backing me up here. It's not like ChatGPT is something that...
I will read what ChatGPT said. Yes, a shooting brake can be a 4-door vehicle. Now, we don't always trust what ChatGPT said, especially since their backup was Mercedes-Benz, the company that I was screaming at when I was saying that shooting brake has to be a 2-door. Traditionally, shooting brakes were 2-door versions of sports cars, often with a long roof and rear hatch. However, modern interpretations, particularly by manufacturers like Mercedes-Benz, only Mercedes-Benz, let's be clear, have expanded the definition to include 4-door models that share the shooting brake sporty wagon-like profile.
Who gives Mercedes-Benz the right to change? What did they say?
I think
expanded the definition. No,
Jaguar might have as well too. I think
fine.
Jaguar uses shooting brake on their four doors.
Porsche doesn't call this a shooting brake. So.
That's because Porsche is a clever company. They're smart.
They, however, call the Cayenne a shooting brake.
No, dumbasses.
So
should have known better.
So Zaid, ChatGPT's argument is that it needs to be sporty, and a 320, although some people would consider the M cars to be a sports car, you wouldn't look at one of those knowing nothing about the car and say, look at that sports car over there, right? So if it is a sporty 4-door wagon, I can see the argument a little bit.
He said it's an M Sport. He's allowed to expand the definition.
The M Sport still doesn't count. Zaid, you're wrong.
Congratulations on your shooting brake.
Oh, well, it is Estral Blue, so there you got me.
Fast color, M Sport package, shooting brake.
Porsche looks like it has cancer. Oh my god.
Ouch.
We're going to have to go through another training exercise if we are too mean to people with cancer.
Yeah, okay, this is a perfect segue. Chill Conspiracy just said, damn, he said your car isn't sporty. That's pretty aggressive from Derek Weldon, right? You know what other bad things he does?
I said it's not a sports.
Animals.
Which is me, because I put the meme into the video.
I'm not part of this conversation. You have hurt my feelings and I can't speak anymore. I'm going to go scroll Reddit now.
No, Derek
introduce the next episode.
That was what I was about to do. Derek is a lovely person. However,
in this circumstance, he wasn't.
However, YouTube thinks he abuses animals. Derek, how on earth does YouTube think you abuse animals?
I got a message
from YouTube.
That said we took a video of yours down because it showed animal abuse in it. I wish we could show you the video, but then we're going to have this one torn down for animal abuse as well.
Yeah.
We won't, because the full video where this is in too didn't get flagged.
Which is a little bit weird.
Yeah.
So in one of our full videos on the Drives Japan channel, and if you want to see this, it apparently is still on there. Which video is it in?
I'm just looking at the picture which has got a fish with a carrot in its mouth and moans.
Yep. It's the latest video that was up. And
so
I put in a meme.
You can go and see it. There's this part where I'm making fun of Mike for something, and then Max thought it would be funny to put a fish choking on a carrot.
And it says Derek loses his patience. It's literally
only on there for like not even a second. It's so quick. It flashes onto the screen, and I think when we were making this video, I said something about this meme.
Yeah, you said this is a weird thing.
At least I thought that, even if I didn't say anything.
At the same time, I was laughing my butt off because I thought it was really funny. But
violent or graphic content that shows humans maliciously, Max, inflicting physical or psychological harm on animals isn't allowed on YouTube.
Yeah.
So the next time that you've got a meme that shows like a dog getting kicked or something, we're not using that.
Can you scroll up, or is this a picture?
This is a picture.
I took a number of pictures of, and there's more to this story.
I think it's so funny. Wait, go back. It says, here's what we found. Derek loses his patience. And then there's a picture of a fish with a carrot and moans. They're painting it out that you're the bad guy.
And the fish makes a sound like when it gets stabbed in the throat.
I know, but it's like very funny that it's animal abuse. Derek loses his patience. The whole thing is kind of
And Derek loses his patience and kicks the dog.
I guess we learned our lesson. I learned my lesson.
No. I learned the lesson because I had to go through YouTube's training on animal abuse, and so we've got this to show you, and we'll just go one at a time.
So first they have to introduce animal abuse to you. So violent or graphic content. Okay.
Then
so question number 1 in the policy training. This is supposed to make us not animal abusers anymore. And at least in my case, I think it worked. After I did all of the test here, I no longer want to stab a fish with a carrot.
Okay. So did you pass this? Is this
I did. I didn't get any of them wrong either.
Okay, nice.
So question number 1. A news organization posts a video that exposes an illegal dogfighting network. In the video, no animals are visibly harmed, and the news anchor gives details about how the authorities discovered the ring. Is this a violation or not a violation?
It's not a violation.
I don't know. Just talking about dogfighting offends me. So yeah, violated.
Yeah.
I feel violated.
I'm violated that they would think that I wouldn't know the answer to this. It's like you posted something that was borderline stupid on YouTube, and now we're going to make you feel like a big idiot. This is the exact same way that the police pull you over when you're speeding here in Japan. They'll talk to you. I don't know if this works for foreigners so much, but it's a common thing for them to lecture you for like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, or even an hour about how you shouldn't be driving too fast.
Yeah.
Make you feel like an idiot. And now YouTube's making us feel like an idiot too. Question number 2.
This is a long one.
It's basically the same thing. All of these questions are the same kind of thing. Tabitha posts a video where a doctor treats a patient who has an infection. Tabitha explains the procedure as it happens, and the video shows the doctor removing a scab. I accidentally gave you guys the answer to this one because I didn't take the screen cap until I said, no, this isn't a violation. And I got that correct.
I feel like it is. Wait, isn't this graphic content? Wait, can you go back?
Educational. As soon as it's educational, they will be like,
oh, God.
Okay, you can.
Well, the fish was educational.
Timothy posts a video in which a lion hunts and kills an antelope. There's some blood visible in the video. Is that a violation?
No, that
There's some
sounds
blood
fine.
visible in the video. It's educational, though.
Yeah, it's educational. How to hunt a lion. Or
I feel like our video was a little bit educational, too. Like, you find out what happens when you poke the throat of a pufferfish with a carrot.
Doesn't like it. Now you know. Now you don't have to do it. We've saved countless pufferfish.
You gotta, like, there's probably somebody at YouTube who has a degree in, like, some sort of BS. And they, like, were one of, like, 1 million people who graduated with this BS degree and is, like, what would you call that? Like, being sensitive to things. Sensitivity training or something. And you can tell because they've picked, like, names that nobody actually has. Like, why would they in an English thing pick a name that no English person has ever heard? Sure, it's a Japanese name. That is a very common Japanese name, but still, it's like the last name was a Chinese name and this one's a Japanese name. Like, we are sensitive to all different races.
I'm kind of disappointed that the chat is going crazy during this and not the other stuff, but stuff like...
This is an absolute Karen was offended moment.
Yeah.
In the video, Mara's from Mexico, by the way, puts a scary mask and corners a cat to film the cat's reaction.
That's educational. I too would like to know what the cat's reaction is to this.
I was doing this when my son was in piano class last night.
Look at the top option. Nah, it's just a prank.
Yeah.
Nah, it's a prank.
You gotta think, some people are getting these questions wrong.
Yeah.
Right?
Nice work.
You've completed the training and now you know that you cannot abuse cats.
You have a 3-month warning.
Yeah, and if we have another animal abuse, they actually cancel the channel.
No. 1 week of no posting.
You're off the platform.
That doesn't sound so bad.
Yeah.
Should we tempt them?
Nope.
But, okay, so animal abuse is no good. How about human abuse? Because pranking a cat was no good.
But pranking humans, you abuse Max and I all the time.
Is all right, exactly. It's all over YouTube, including in this video, and it's like animals are now worth more than humans in YouTube's eyes.
I think YouTube is doing the same as, like, they are inspired by TikTok, and TikTok is heavily moderated in regards to these things. But for the long form videos, they are probably not paying that much of attention. Yeah. Because in the end, this was just a clip from the long form video, and the long form video was completely fine.
Yeah. Do you think it might be a percentage of the video? So, probably, like, if we made a long video and then put in kicking a dog, do you think we would still get caught?
I would hope we would.
Because it's not humans that view these, right? It's just an algorithm that searches. Yeah. And in the short, it was maybe 12% of the video was animal abuse. Makes us sound bad.
Yeah.
Doesn't
yeah.
It?
Yep. Well, I don't know. Maybe we should take the
I will remind everyone that it was Max's decision to put that in there. So if anyone sees Max on a dark night, beware.
He may have. He does have a darker side.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You see Max with a fish and a carrot.
Next, we need to hurry up a bit. We spent too much time on fishes.
No show next week.
And the week
after.
And the
week after. 2 weeks, no show. I know you guys are going to be sad about that, but it is Max's fault. So go ahead and explain what's happening.
I'm going to Germany tonight to visit my family, and then the week after that there is 1 week off for PCA staff, so we're not here. So
you're
it's actually
in Germany for 2 weeks.
It's just 50% my fault.
I'm just reading the comments. Boo! What? No. Perfect time for a content violation.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did break the second rule. We're off.
Leave it with
It's
a bang.
a planned scheduled holiday. Yes, well.
Let's go for the violation.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, 2 weeks, no show, and then we continue.
Uh-oh.
Oh, gotta say too, Reddit JDM is awful.
That's a
Is
question
awful.
For
It's a bunch of 12-year-olds. I completely agree. I was so sad. I've been watching the JDM because I want to maybe do some things in the post there, like gather information from JDM lovers in order to talk about it on the show. I wanted to find like what are common hot takes about JDM cars that you have, and then we're going to diss you on the show, right? I didn't say it that meanly, but I posted a post that said that, and the moderator took it off. I don't know why. Maybe they have rules stating that you can't self-promote, which that might be considered self-promotion, but I didn't say which show that it was or anything like that. So I couldn't really see it. But why are they cutting things that people are posting that are clearly JDM related? Makes you wonder how many other things are posted, and nobody pays attention to anything that's on that subreddit. Someone will post a picture on a car and it'll get like 6 comments, even though they have like 250,000 subscribers. Like, people just don't care about it anymore.
Yeah.
If they ever did. And yet moderators are taking my stuff off.
We have to bring all the JDM car lovers here, and we can all hang out and do JDM car lover stuff and get content moderated sometimes for fish.
We will not do the fish again.
No
it's
more
just
fish.
not going to happen.
Do we still have stuff for the this week at PCA, or do we want to go?
That's all. We're into the questions now.
Okay.
Oh,
you can do that.
Questions and answers.
That'd be cool if we had a scratching machine.
That would be cool.
I love me some scratches.
We do have a smoke machine.
George got banned from r/JDM because he wasn't JDM enough.
Is that true?
Yes. Must be.
Let's jump into the questions from the chat with a little bit of stuff that we really love talking about. Someone, Hot0527, was asking, should I wait until August 1st to start buying cars until the tariffs are clearer? Also, what is your deposit requirements? Thank you.
The tariffs are still a question mark. They've been announced at 15% starting August 1st, but there's no legislation about it. It's impossible to bring legislation because you have to go through the processes of that.
Yeah.
And the administration has been doing executive orders for tariffs, which you're not allowed to do and are going to get shot down. But there have been no executive order for this either. So it's a hands up in the air. I don't think that there's going to be, come August 1st, 15% tariffs.
I don't know. It's a couple days away.
Yep.
But whether or not they get refunded after that, it's... The thing is that with the last tariffs, JDM 25-year-old cars were exempt from that. There was a different tariff.
That was the car parts tariff.
Exempt from different parts of the tariff, so it's hard to say what's going on.
15% is a Japan, everything from Japan tariff.
Is it going to be that though?
Yeah, who knows?
Or is it going to change?
Who knows?
So
it's nonsense.
If you are overly concerned, feel free to wait until there's more clarity about it.
You know what? The U.S. is so lucky right now that they're like, the U.S. as a whole is so robust, because most other countries that do this kind of nonsense with their economy are just going to like Argentina away.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So should the comment asker poster wait or no?
I think there are two schools of thought, or there's a lot of decisions that could be made in the lead up to it. Like, if there are tariffs, will prices come down? What will happen? Will supply diminish and then their prices rise in the USA because there aren't enough things? I don't know. It's huge speculation, I think. If you want to wait, then feel free to wait. If you want to buy cars, feel free to buy cars, I think.
And the deposits.
Yeah, that one is probably easier to answer. Deposit requirements.
Deposit is your money that we hold until you buy the car, and then we put it toward the invoice, or we continue to hold it if you want to buy more cars. This deposit amount is not the service fee, even though the service fee is the same amount as our first level of deposits. So keep that in mind. The deposit is 100,000 yen, which is about $750 or so, $800, something like that. I don't know the current exchange rate. For bidding up to 1 million yen, and then bidding over that, then you need 300,000 yen. to allow bidding up to 5 million. If you're buying a car over 5 million yen, we need a 50% deposit of the amount that you're going to bid. So if you plan on bidding 10 million yen, then we would need 5 million yen of deposit for you. The reason for that is because we need to pay for the vehicle before the money comes in. And as such, having at least half of what you're going to spend on that car in our bank account makes it much easier for us to have the other half of that. Anything, Dad?
Nope.
Okay.
Refundable at any time.
Next question was, Grego, subscriber count for Drives Japan. We stopped doing it.
Oh, I didn't think anybody cared about that.
We did hear about, like, we talked about that. Yeah. I think it was Mike thinking it's annoying to continue doing that.
Yeah, I felt, well, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe people want to see it.
So at the moment, we got 1,469 subscribers.
Nice.
You children.
I don't know how much more it is from last time we did, but we're making progress, which is good.
It's growing slowly. We're waiting for that breakout video, which puts us on the map. Gets all the JDM love.
We are getting better every time. Our next video is going to be so good. I know we keep saying that, but it is true, is it not?
Yeah.
We need to go to that shrine and put a Drives Japan sticker where all they had the stickers. I thought that was the reason I shared that this morning.
Oh, yeah. I was wondering if that's what you were thinking. Because
Yeah.
I was thinking the same thing, but I was also thinking that that wall of stickers has so many car brands that I've never heard of.
Yeah.
So we would be in a flood of other car brands that are irrelevant.
Yeah.
We'll be one of the irrelevant ones in a sea of irrelevant car brands.
Until we become, not that that's the goal, but
The amount of people who are like, especially in the olden days, this is the questions time. We're answering questions, and Mike had a question. Or I had a question. And I'm answering my own question, okay?
Okay.
We're just talking, man.
In the early 2000s, when I first moved to Japan, YouTube wasn't a place that you can make money. They hadn't monetized it yet. So most of the car guys in Japan, right, they were trying to do the blog style.
Photos and blogs.
Photos and advertising on the blog.
Yeah.
And the amount of people who thought that they were going to do that immediately printed out stickers and then passed out the stickers and stuff as promotion.
Yeah.
I used to get stickers every time I went to Daikoku. Someone come up, hey, you want a sticker? Happened all the time. Now it doesn't happen anymore.
You want to follow my Instagram? I take pictures.
Oh yeah, I guess that's the new version of it.
Yeah. Okay. Hero was asking next Drives Japan video? Question mark.
It has been a while since we've put one on. We put a number of shorts on just to fill space, but we have the next one is race 6.
Yep.
Which I am right now. It's being delayed because no script has been written because I haven't finished that. It is almost done, but then Max is going on vacation, so there will be a bit of a break there. After race 6, we have the rough copies of the next 2 videos and race 7 coming up pretty shortly. The next 2 videos are the one that we took the Impreza and did the time 1 lap challenge, time attack.
Oh, cool.
It was pretty cool. Me and you and one other person went to the track with the GC8 Impreza and saw who was the fastest on it.
And see who takes the biggest shortcuts.
There was big shortcut on there.
Oh,
and we got it on video.
Shortcuts.
It wasn't me.
That's surprising.
No,
You'll have to find out who.
The big shortcut in the GR Yaris when we did the same thing.
Yeah.
And then there's probably going to be a video in the style of the Lotus video.
Ah, right. That will probably be the next one that comes up, actually. Maybe.
I do want to get it out quickly when I come back. Yeah.
Right. There is a video of Grant Fit versus Swift, comparing the two. And so that's going to be coming out, the Impreza video. Then we've got one where we like took the AC out of the Roadster. And what else did we do?
People are asking when we're getting Mike's Cars video. So we should probably film that soon too.
Oh, yeah,
Right.
we didn't really talk about that.
Yeah.
Anyway, we did some work on the Roadster, made it a little bit lighter, and we changed the suspension on it. But then something happened
that we're not going to disclose today.
That threw the entire video into a sideways drift.
Is this a new?
It's a metaphor. I'll tell you afterwards. And then it turned out that the next race video is going to be quite the departure from the first 6 ones.
Oh, why?
We're getting into the why we have the Gran Turismo theme going on. Because what do you do in Gran Turismo?
Buy
you get
used
a bunch
cars
of
and race
cars
them.
and race them, and then
It gets into the era where there are not so much consistency in which tools that we use. For racing.
Wait, Max, how about we have like a car select screen? And then like when a car gets crashed or retired or something, you can have like a sold animation or like,
Yeah.
It was pretty cool.
I'm thinking about
pretty
it.
Cool idea.
I'm thinking about it.
It sounds like a lot of work.
See,
Then-
look at Zaid, Mike's Salika.
Yeah,
He's intentionally wrong. I'm not making things up.
No.
He just says wrong things on purpose.
Derek is flummoxed by you.
Yeah, but I enjoy being flummoxed, and so this is great.
Yeah.
Elliot was asking, do you have any tips or what to look out for on the auction sheets to reduce the chance of purchasing a car that has been smoked in?
Well, if there's cigarette burns, you know that it's been smoked in. There are certain things like curtains on an Alphard or curtains on anything, aftermarket curtains, usually have been smoked in.
The fact that it's a Delica.
The little table that they attach to the dashboards on cars, it's not seen so much anymore, but it was very popular 10 years ago. If it's a Delica or if it's a Pajero or if it's a Land Cruiser, high chance it's been smoked in. You can get the auction inspector to give it a sniff by paying extra to do that, but there's no chance that,
no guarantee that.
Yeah, the auction inspector is probably a smoker himself and might not be able to smell the smoke as well as someone else.
Unfortunately, smoking is still quite common in Japan.
We know the statistics, 25% of men and 6% of women.
Yeah. So paid sniffing. Yeah. If
Yep.
you're into that, there's a. You know
Market for
what?
this,
We
isn't
need to
it?
start doing auction inspections and call them like only something, like only facts. How about that? OF. Join our OF. Only facts. We'll sniff cars for you if you want.
You have to subscribe.
Yeah.
Greg was asking how many cars did we crash?
How many cars did we crash?
Wait.
One,
More tips for smoking. I feel like that's
2.
important. You count and think. I'll do the smoking thing. A yellowed headliner, or headliner dirty often. Don't do that. Smoke. If you can see those little portable ashtrays in the interior pics, that's another one. But like you're kind of getting into difficult territory here to try to prevent that. What else?
4 cars that were crashed.
We'll do the crash.
And one of them was crashed twice. But there was only one crash that had to retire a car. All of the other ones were very small bumps. Bump is, not really a crash, a bump. And then there were spin outs as well.
We did plenty of those.
I think
haven't
for
crashed.
the amount
Or
of
hit
races and the chaos that's going on, it's a pretty okay statistic.
It's more than 4. Oh wait, are you counting like one car? If it's hit more than once, then it's just still one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
How about we ask how many cars we broke?
Oh, that happened more than 4 times. We've had, a lot of things.
Because
happen with
multiple
our race
cars are broken multiple times.
It's endurance racing. It's
Yeah.
normal for cars to break. It's part of the excitement.
Are all the races versus 5 cars? No. Sometimes there are more cars, sometimes there are less cars.
Yeah.
Especially around COVID times, a lot of people cut out.
Yeah.
And then, some of them are just small, especially during COVID.
And then when are we having the Moto Compo race? We were talking about this and doing this not in the summer heat.
Yeah.
So it will be later in
It
the
wasn't
year.
going to be a race either. It was, I think
An
it would be
adventure.
fun as a race, but I think that we're going to go together.
Oh.
It would just be so much more of a, if it were a race, we would now have to have twice the people, and it's already taking a lot of our staff. Like, we only have 9 staff in total, including me, right? So if we had you with a motocompo with a cameraman and a driver, that's 3 people, and then I would need 3 people for me. And
Most people at least.
It is something we do that is not ezy to do.
we also want to make it a good video too,
Yeah.
so we want to hit up some certain things, and if it were just a race, then
we'd have to whiz past things.
right, we want it to be good.
Okay, I think we don't have any more questions, and we're coming up onto 2 hours. So
Yes, Ronan said, why is the stream 2 hours? Why are you guys doing this so long? It should be an hour and a half, just like you promised. You lied.
Somebody said in the comments section for the question that gave 3 choices, why don't you answer all 3 of them in the same show? Like a 2-hour show, you should be able to answer all 3, right? But like we only answered 1 and it took 45 minutes.
Yeah, there's a lot that can be said.
We wanted to go into a proper amount of detail for these. If you just want the answer of that, you can send us an email, of course.
Yeah, sure.
You want to know the deep answer, then you got to watch the Cool JDM show.
Yeah. We aim to be as thorough as we can with the time we have. And
even so, we're not talking about all of the things that we can about the topic.
Right, yeah. We could talk for hours about most of these topics and try to give like very in-depth explanations, but it's not always required either.
What was that about Mike thinks people are idiots? Before the show, you said you wanted to add that to the show when we were talking about topics.
It's just mucking around.
Oh.
It's just, I think, when people are like, I'm offended, it's like, so what? Be offended. You're allowed to be offended and not like, so? I get offended at things.
You have to go through sensitivity training.
Yeah, I don't want to go through YouTube's sensitivity training.
Sensitivity training never, ever, ever works. Because change has to come from within yourself. You can't convince somebody else to be more sensitive or more ethical or more empathetic about something.
Yeah.
We got our first donation.
Wait, someone give us money?
Yeah, George gave us money.
Click the love button. George is the number 1. George, you win a special prize.
Then you wanted to shut down the show, Max.
George said that's for Mike's overtime.
Oh, yes. Wait, I'm getting paid for once? Cool.
First super chat. Yeah,
you did do 30 minutes of overtime yesterday. Did you mark it on your card?
I didn't.
Make sure you do that.
Yeah.
Or else you're not getting it.
All right, overtime payment. That extends the show another 30 minutes. Keep the donations coming in. We'll be here all night.
So we used to get donations semi-frequently when we did the show before, but people don't donate the same as they used to anymore. Like
but we're also not asking for it.
Do people ask for donations?
Yeah, we don't. We should.
Oh, that's when they're always like, oh no. Isn't it usually like if you want us, like people don't usually read the chat. It'll be like if you want your comment seen, you're supposed to pay money or something, and then people will be like, okay, we'll read that one. So
I could also set a goal, make a super chat goal, and then I could
$1 million.
Say 10 super chats that are something, and a timer, and then like afford Mike's overtime. And then you can see how much people should still donate. And
it's neat as an option, but I think the vast majority of people who are using that are like, I don't know, something seems not right about that. The whole streaming and making money off of streams, to me, is already a little bit weird. Like, we absolutely
it's live
don't make any money on our streams.
No, it
like,
costs
if you
a
take
lot of
our
money
3 salaries.
And the amount of time it takes away from our work,
But this is still valuable, and if it grows, then it's going to be more valuable for helping inform the customers of things that are going to make their purchasing more easily done. And that's the key to it.
Oh, last question.
Yeah, that's the closing question, I think.
Greg's?
Yep.
Greg's question.
What happened with the BB bit chargey? Did it work?
Yeah, so I bought a second not a BB.
And a third.
A second bit chargey. No, only 2.
Oh, it came with different bodies and stuff.
Yeah, the second one is, instead of a BB, it uses the same structure, and then you can just put different bodies on the bit chargey. So you could, for this series, you could just buy the naked body to put onto your RC car. And you can change things. This kit came with 2 8.6s, a white one and a red one. It came with 5 hoods with headlights up or headlights down, black, red, or white. It came with 3 different spoilers, either a no spoiler in white, a no spoiler in red, or a like a larger spoiler in black, I think. And then drift wheels, which are made out of hard plastic, or the soft, medium, and hard tires. It came with sway bars, so you can put on one of 3 different sway bars for your little RC car. Very cool little things.
Came with a lot of stuff. But did it work?
It worked better than the BB did. We put the new battery in, and then we charged it, and then we can get it to go forward and backward, but we can't get it to turn. So whatever electronic turning device is required, we don't have that function. And the wires that are for turning, like they're on the motherboard, there's a part that says L and R, so I suspect that these are the controls for left and right. They're non-insulated wires, so if they touch each other, you no longer get a signal, which is stupid design. And they are like 99 gauge. You can almost not see them. They're thinner than a human hair. I'm not joking about that.
Wow.
And so some of the wires just plucked off. They're a 20-year-old car.
Greg said it has a little electromagnet for turning. We need to like consult Greg on. Maybe we could do a live show where we have the bitch Hajis and Greg like does like tech support, mobile mechanic support from the other side of the world.
But it only works if it's super
it
chat.
Yeah.
But every time he talks, he has to super chat.
We know where the wires go now. And so we can resolder it back together, and we can go ahead and have a race.
Yeah. We're trying to get them fixed so that we can show them on the show, but they're always broken.
The two cars are different. Stop it, Max. The two cars are a different frequency. So there's a 27 megahertz and a 55 megahertz. So we can race each other.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
It's nice that they're different.
Okay, Max, I'm done talking now. Is there something you would like to say?
The show is over now.
All right, the show's over
joining.
now. Thank you for joining us.
Somebody said, how are they going to be able to wash the dishes next week and the week after that when there's no show? I'm sorry.
Tell sorry.
Yeah.
Tell your family sorry.
Yeah. It's no JDM show, no dishes. You'll have to eat pizza all week.
Yeah, that's not bad.
That is not bad.
Don't send me pictures of your dishes.
Also, Max.
Send Max pictures of your dishes. I would love that. Show at pacificcoastjdm.com.
Yeah, and that will encourage him never to take holidays again, which is what we want to happen anyway. So, a little bit of interesting news. While Max is in Germany, he's going to be doing a meetup. It's totally free to attend. He's going to buy everyone pizza.
I rented the Nürburgring for 2 days.
Yep. Show up and
bring your car.
Yeah.
Sure.
You can bring your dishes. Max will wash those for you.
Yeah.
While driving. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's get out of here.
Thank you.
I'm hungry.
Very much.
I didn't have breakfast today.
Thank you for tuning in. This is the end of the Cool JDM show, episode number 25, I believe.
Yep.
Thank you for spending your time with us. Glad we could help you wash the dishes.
if anyone's watched every one of the 25 episodes.
I'm sure there will be someone. Or at least a few people, I would say. We got die-hard fans.
All right.
Yep.
Time to shut down.
Goodbye.
We will see you after a short break.